Hello. Now, today I want to talk about what is cymatics. And some of you may be aware what cymatics are, but from my understanding and my own experience, I've noticed that a lot of people actually don't know what is. And that's not to say that everybody in the world should know. However, if you're really into modalities such as music, art, healing, medicine, then this could be a really interesting thing to at least know about. And yeah, let's get right into it. So, my understanding of what cymatics is it's a study of visible sound and vibration. So, everything is a vibration at its core. Like this table behind me has a vibration, I have my own vibration. These Rudraksha quantum beads, they have their own vibration. And as we also can tell, the human ear is not able to hear like every single sound that there is. I don't feel that the human is in a place in which the human should be allowed to hear every single sound. We already know just hearing certain sounds for a long period of time, even sometimes just for 20 seconds, is really irritating to one's being. So, yes, of course, we're not supposed to hear every single sound at this point in time. Time is a funny thing, but let's just use that term, time. So, but obviously with that, it can kind of leave you a bit curious as to, okay, well, if everything has a sound, everything has its own vibration, and my ear cannot hear that, what's another way in which that we can get to understand a little bit more about that? Well, one can be through the use of the eye, the visualization. Again, I also am aware that we're not supposed to see everything. However, we can we can also have the potential to do that. So, and this is not to say that cymatics will allow you to see every single vibration, should I say. However, it could allow you to see things that maybe you can't hear, and especially it would be really quite, I guess, playful for those that actually do have hearing impairments as well, but it can visually see quite well. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of other uses for it, and I can get into that some more when we get a little bit further along. So often the way that cymatics can be measured is through playing a sound on a surface, and I've seen quite a number of examples of this. One of the more sort of probably ones that probably been around for about 100 years. I mean, a lot of these things I'm talking about, especially with this one I'm about to share, it's been known about for a very, very long time. A lot of ancient cultures have talked about cymatics. They wouldn't use it as that term. But yeah, so that's something else I could probably share with you. But I'll just share this first example with you before I get into that. And that is, like, you can sometimes see how people will get like a flat board, it might be a square board, black, and they'll be able to put sand on it, and then they'll be able to play a note of some sort, a hertz range onto it, and the sand will start to form shapes. It will start to group together in certain ways, and that is an example of cymatics. Now, an example of that in ancient times would be that some of the paintings, especially those that you may find on certain rock formations, they will have used maybe in caves, they would sometimes like burn plants, burn things, and then they would use different sounds, maybe through the voice or instruments, and they could see sound or vibration through the smoke that was coming from what was being played in their space, and then it would paint maybe some of their visions and stuff that they could see through that. And that's just like one example of ancient sort of cymatics. Another one is obviously you can freeze water. This is not so much more of a musical one, but more of the use of the voice and intention. Freezing water, and the particles of the water will freeze into certain sort of shapes, and depending on the intention and what's been spoken, the emotion around it may depend on what kind of shapes get created. That's sort of like Dr. Emoto's work there. You can find that all on Google or any other search engine, should I say, that you wish to use. And then another one is more obviously more modern technology, is being able to create cymatics with obviously sound, water, and light on a camera in a certain way in which they can set that up. I actually have some artwork in the house that I live in. I'm not actually recording in my house right now. This is somewhere else. Some pictures that I brought as a beautiful sort of photography artist who can create these beautiful cymatics with the use of water, sound, and light to the camera. Very much the camera is looking down upon this technology, and it's really beautiful. Like with that, actually with all of these examples, certain sounds will create certain pictures, and you may start to notice that some sounds may create more perceived beautiful pictures than others. A great example of this is when you look at, I guess most modern music is played at 440 hertz. That's just sort of the standard pitch around, I guess, the modern world at this point in time. And then you maybe drop that down 8 hertz to something, say 432, you'll notice that the shapes are slightly different. And I leave that up to you as to your own perception on and interpretation of the difference just in the 8 hertz alone can create, and the different kind of shapes and formations that shows you. Well, I guess obviously cymatics is a beautiful form of art, and as with most art, it can also then be used as a growth and healing tool, which then can also obviously flow into the field of medicine. And so cymatics can also be a good use of a tool for learning about how sound can influence like our bodies, our mind, our emotion, the ether, whatever it is that you want to believe in that sort of realm, and matter, that's beyond our supposed, avatars, things like plants, animals, water. And yeah, it's a really interesting sort of field to look into, and I would be curious if any of you actually already are artists creating art like this, or you are using healing modalities like this, or maybe you even study the field of science and music, and maybe you have some things you want to share, or you weren't aware of that but you already are in a lot of those fields and you want to learn some more. I mean, we have a sound healing practitioner course that my partner and I teach online, and I can leave a link. I will leave a link to that in the description box below, in which you can obviously go in and enroll with us to learn more about that. And you don't actually have to be interested in necessarily in being a sound healer, but if you're interested obviously in science and music, art, healing modalities, it can be a really nice sort of, I guess, addition to what it is that you might know. Plus it may open a whole other door of potential possibilities that you were not even aware of as well. So yeah, if you've got any comments or questions, please send them in the comment section down below, or the description box will contain all the links of my other social media platforms in that course as well. And I will see you in the next vlog.